All right, we're moving on to the older ages. This is where we were kind of today. The movers, shakers, walkers, and droolers. Let the games begin. I think we pretty much proved that one today. Photographing children is 20% photography and 80% psychology. So that came up as well. I should tell them what their questions are going to be. You know what we should do? But yeah, absolutely. There is something to be, and I'm so glad we got to explain that already during a session, because it's all about watching the emotion, the expression, and the movement of the body. It has very little to do with what's coming out of the mouth. That applies to the newest baby all the way to the most neurotic mother in the universe. I mean, I really, when a woman is like really fussing and driving me nuts with, touching her hair and fixing things, what she's really saying is, I'm very uncomfortable with my body and I'm doing everything I can to look better. Please help me. She's not saying, I'm trying to drive you nuts and I'm just gonna, make you crazy. There's something wrong there. There's something that's driving her to act like that. And you have to be sympathetic to that. You have to allow her to have her own fears, because we all have them. It's all very natural to us. Seeing through a child's eyes. This is another thing that I think is really important. I think, we see things a certain way. We see the world from way up here, and a child is a perfect person. They have no understanding of hate and prejudice, and they really truly are an open book. They are giant sponges soaking everything in. So the way they see things is totally different than the way we do. In fact, a little boy was sent to school and was told to do homework. He was supposed to say what he wanted to be when he grew up. I'm sorry, it was a little girl. I apologize. She said what she wanted to be when she grew up. So she went home and did her homework, and she brought this back to her teacher. Well, of course, the teacher graded the paper and sent it back home to Mom. Well, Mom got this and had a panic attack looking at it and was horrified that her daughter had taken this to school. And so she sent a letter of clarification to the teacher. She said, "Dear Miss Jones, I wish to clarify that I am not now nor have ever been an exotic dancer. I work at Home Depot, and I told my daughter how hectic it was last week before the blizzard hit. I told her we sold out of every single shovel we had, and then I found one more in the back room, and that several people were fighting over who would get it. Her picture does not show me dancing on a pole. It's supposed to depict me selling the last snow shovel we had at Home Depot. From now on, I will remember to check her homework more thoroughly before she turns it in, Miss Smith." Now, I saw a snow shovel. I want you to know. My mom raised me to see a snow shovel, but I use this exercise because I love it and I think it's funny, and I think it truly makes the point how children see the world. They are not jaded. They do not have those kind of discretions. They truly are so loving, and I think we showed it with these babies today that they're not afraid of me. They just want to know me. They want to let me. Everybody lives in a bubble, and I truly believe we each have our little bubbles. Our bubbles are ourselves and the people that we love, and we have smaller bubbles outside of that of connections that we make. Babies' bubbles are actually bigger. They're willing to let more people into their personal space, but you have to earn the way in there. And just like a bubble, it's very fragile. If you connect too hard or too fast, you can blow the bubble and never get it back. So it's all about that gentle soap coming together. And I know you all can see this in your head. It's taking it easy and breaking those barriers. Once you take that child and you touch the parent's bubble, you're now connected to the child. And once the child sees that, you start to link those together. And if you haven't caught this yet by now, my job as a human is to connect bubbles. Ooh, dang it. I was doing so good too. I want, as an instructor, when I say that I love my students, I mean, I truly love you guys, and I truly love everybody there. So I've always had this passion for people. So seeing those connections is easy for me. Seeing a child's reaction is easy for me. And understanding this is easy for me because I try to keep myself as childlike as possible. I know a lot of you guys don't know me very well, but I will do anything and try anything, and I have no discretion when it comes to taking a risk and really, making somebody smile, and I'll do it. And I think it's that happiness that I think draws people to me. And the nice words that you say or that I've been reading on Facebook are really not about me. They're about what you want to be, and I think that's really cool. So anyway, let's get back to kids. I sort of fell off that philosophical block there. I work fast. Anybody caught that yet? I did this as just a fun exercise. I had a dad come in, and we were doing some video productions for a tour, and I had a dad come in that came in right after we had just shot video, and with all the big cameras and cool stuff around, he walks in and he's like, oh, he's a guy. He's like, what's all this stuff? And is this a Canon? How many megapixels? And so of course we had this conversation with him, and we were explaining that we were shooting video for some production, and he's like, oh, you should do a video of my daughter. Every parent says that. And I was like, oh, I said, well, actually, we're looking for babies in a different age range. And he's like, yeah, and I said, what we need the baby to do today, honestly, I don't think your baby's a little too young. I don't think we could put her through the ringer. And he's like, oh, she could do it. I guarantee you. I was like, oh, all righty, then game on. You can guarantee your baby's gonna be perfect. So we decided, the goal was, I was gonna do it with an older child, but the goal was to do 10 different looks in 20 minutes, basically. So we were gonna do 10 complete sets. That's 10 outfit changes, 10 background changes, 10 everything in 20 minutes. I'm gonna let you take a look at the video, and you can see what happened.
You're gonna flake out and I just know it. You're gonna flake out and I can tell. You're gonna flake out, you can't help but show it. You're gonna flake out and it's just as well. You had me faked out for a moment. I am mistaken you for weeks. I'm a little shaken, it's a little shocking. Your immediate future looks a little bleak. Don't wanna give you the wrong impression. Was it the reason that I came clean? Don't wanna give you the wrong impression. Just wish I could erase the memory. I've forsaken most every promise. Was taken when I could.
There you go. Thank you. Now, the first recommendation I have with that one is never do that to a child. She hated my guts on that last outfit. And there's one other thing. We technically did not make it in 20 minutes. That's 20 minutes and 40 seconds, and I'll tell you what you missed. Remember the little monkey outfit? There's a part where she goes crawling out of there real fast. Well, what you didn't see is we were in such a hurry, Dad grabbed her legs and pulled her back. She went right down on her face. And so, of course, she looked up and big tears and started to pout. And I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. And, of course, I grabbed toys and a little treat and gave her a little treat, and we were back in business. But technically, I lost 40 seconds dropping it on her face. So I, didn't quite make the cut. But you can see that was an example of just trying to be creative and show people that it really can be done. I wouldn't recommend 10 different looks, but you should open your minds and allow yourself to do different things. Don't get into that cookie cutter rut. You don't have to spend all day, you just have to have fun doing it. Kids are really tough, I promise you. And when I say tough, I mean they are tough. Not only are they strong, but they can really take a lot. I mean, they're at this age, they're called toddlers for a reason, because they toddle, 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 and then they fall flat on their face. So I'm gonna show you a little video and show you what I mean. Don't panic. There's a good ending.
Ooh. You're okay.
Oh, goodness. Tough guy.
That was a good one.
He's very tough guy. I'm like, wait for it.
Yeah, and you guys didn't hear it as well. That is the loudest knock on the head you've ever heard. And literally when he hits, we're all like, wait for it, wait. I mean, we expected a full scream out of that one, but he was a little hard-headed monster. He was able to pull out of that real quick. But the reason I could show that is I knew it had a happy ending. But the point to that video is this. Safety is paramount, correct? There were 6 adults standing less than 2 feet from that child, honestly, and we still managed to ram his head into the wall. So it's not that you can control everything. They're moving all the time. They can fall, they can get hurt. Keeping the studio environment clean and safe is important, but they're gonna fall anyway. It comes with the territory. There's not a time that I get a toddler that comes into my studio that does not have a bruise on its face somewhere, period. So the next question is gonna be, how do you take care of bumps and bruises? It's coming, wait for it. Is it there yet? I told you. How do you take care of bumps and bruises? Do you retouch them or do you not retouch them? At that age, we believe that normally there's a charge for retouching major distractions like that, but at that age, we don't have a choice. We have to retouch it because it's not fair to the parents. They can't perfect that child. They're never going to get them in the studio without that. Now, if they ram their head into your wall, you definitely want to mention that you will take care of the giant, lob they have on their head for the rest of the day. Make sure, because mom's going to be looking at the whole time going, I had him perfect and you wrecked him. So just assure her that it's covered. It won't be there when she comes in to see it. So, or at least when she orders it, it will be removed. So don't worry too much. Babies are constantly in motion. I probably don't even have to show this video, but because we've seen that today, but this is a very short clip, but watch this little boy. Couple things, listen to the tonality of my voice. You've heard it so much. The uh-oh, oh no, uh-oh, should I throw it? It's how I'm using those fluctuations in my voice to make it work. Hang on. I come and see you. Stay there. Uh-oh, guess what? Guess what? I think my camera's broken. Can you put your is it? Can you hear it? A little bit light, a little less. Right there. Okay, ready? Let's see if it's working. Okay, one. Don't take it off. Uh-oh, it's broken. Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh, it's working. That means I can come. Go ahead and slide his hat back a little bit. That was great. Guess what? Here I come. Actually, I'm gonna give it to Mommy. Mom, come stand right by me. Uh-oh, who's gonna get you now?
Am I gonna get you? Am I gonna get you?
Ah! You got your mom. Uh-oh, now just bring that, there you go. Just bring that tickler all the way up by me. Ian, guess what?
Ian,
oh, don't you fall out of there. No, don't tickle me. And he's out of there. So, and that's how it is. My sessions are no easier than yours. I'm constantly in motion and constantly moving. But you saw in 2 seconds, I'm like, here, Mom, you take the tickler. She tickled him and brought it down low. I said, bring that camera back, or bring that tickler back up to me. I mean, I am teaching them as fast as I'm shooting. I didn't have time to stop and say, okay, now when you tickle him, I need you to make sure you bring that tickler right over my camera. It was just go, 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 go. But if you were paying attention and you've seen this already, it was, uh-oh, my camera's broken. And you saw his face completely drop down to sad. And then when I said, uh-oh, and he actually says, is it? And I said, is it? I repeated it. And then all of a sudden I said, I fixed it. And you saw as soon as I said that. So even as young as 18 months, he totally understands everything that I'm saying. And once you realize that, you break that baby barrier, you realize it's just a matter of them wanting to do what you're saying, not necessarily of them understanding. So we went through this real quickly. The tickler, young ones, you saw me go really slow so they didn't tip back, super slow. That's the first way you're gonna lose them. Tickle mom first. Older kids, we have a game where, and I played it with this last little guy, which not doing an older kid seminar, but we actually have this game where I come at them and I say, okay, I'm gonna come get you. You say rawr and scare me away, which is the exact same reaction as the gimme 5 that you did see today. That whole ouch, 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 ouch creates that same, when they say rawr and I go, ah, and I run away, it creates the same reaction. The chicken, already explained that to you. You do have to know the history of the chicken because it is one of those stories that I think it really in honor of this man because I think it's incredible. When I was growing up, and he is still alive to this day, and I just found that out. I met his daughter-in-law actually as a photographer. When I was growing up, there was a man called the Chicken Man, and he was the school photographer. And you know how school photography works. They line you up in the gym way back when, and they have a stool, and they literally sit you on the stool, take a picture, and take you off. So I am believe it or not, I'm an extreme introvert. I'm actually extremely nervous around individuals and things. In photography, I've never liked this. So as a young person, we would line up in this gym, and even in elementary school, I can remember the feeling of being so intimidated of getting my picture taken. Well, this guy, the Chicken Man, he was so funny because his whole shtick, and I'm gonna stand up and show you, was that he would put the child on a stool. He would run back to his camera. He had a stupid chicken, and he would go, "Don't hit me, Mr. Chicken," and he'd hit himself in the head. I swear to you, I'm not kidding you. And then he would take the picture, and then the next kid, run back to the camera, "Don't hit me, Mr. Chicken," hit himself in the head. 10,000 times a day, this man would ram this chicken to his head. So I did not like this man. I mean, he was probably a very nice man, but he just kind of freaked me out a little bit. So I would be walking up there, getting closer, and the closer I'd get, the more nervous that I would get, and I would get fidgety, and I wouldn't want to be there, and I would get teary-eyed. I was very very emotional. So by the time I was almost up to this guy, I was about crying. And I remember feeling really disturbed by this whole thing. Well, of course, he would pick me up, put me on the stool, run back to his chicken, or run back to his camera, and he'd look at me and he'd go, "Don't hit me, Mr. Chicken," and hit himself in the head. And you know, the really funny thing is, if you saw every school picture of my entire elementary school, you would think I was the most happy, delightful child in the world, because everyone is a perfect smile. And yet, I remember feeling so nervous and uncomfortable taking my pictures. So the man had magic. He knew something, and that chicken was great. Well, I started my career young, never thought about the chicken man. And one time, my oldest daughter, she's now 20, was probably around 13, 14, and we were at the mall. And out of the corner of my eye, I see this chicken. And so, of course, the whole memory came flooding back, like this whole emotional thing about the chicken man. And so I ran into the store, I grabbed him, like, "Oh my gosh, look at this chicken. You don't even understand. When I was a little girl, this guy used to come up and he'd go, 'Don't hit me, Mr. Chicken.' And I was like banging on this chicken, and she's like, 'Mom, knock it off.' And I was like, 'No, seriously, this is like so cool. You don't even understand. This is like, I know it'll work.' And she's like, 'Mom, seriously, knock it off.' And I was like, 'What?' She looks at me and she goes, 'Look.' And I turn and look, and all of a sudden I realize we're standing in the not so nice part of Spencer's, the inappropriate section. So to be honest to you, to this day, I don't know what this chicken is for, but I had to have it. So if you know what it's for, honestly, shame on you, because I don't want to know. I have no idea. I know where I got it. I know you can get it other places, but I don't know what it's for. But it's a cool chicken. Now, I learned something about this chicken, though, because you saw it squeaks loud, and it's crazy. So, of course, I have this vision in my head, and I run home, and the very first day, put the first kid on the chair, and I'm like, all right, run back to the camera. "Don't hit me, Mr. Chicken," and I wail myself in the head. That man did not use this chicken. This chicken is hard as a rock, and if you hit yourself in the head, you're gonna know it. So, in fact, I found that he actually uses a fabric chicken. And so the cool thing is, and kudos out to him, he is actually, I believe, in his late 90s. He is the chicken man. I wish I had the pictures. You would just cry with me. Because his father was the chicken man in the 1800s, late 1800s. His son was the chicken man, and his grandson is now the chicken man. So the chicken man lives on, whoop, whoop, Utah, and the chicken man, wherever you are out there, kudos to you. So there's an entire generation of chicken men, and, and one that profoundly affected my career, because what I found about this particular chicken is not that it worked the way he used it. I found a new use for it, and you saw it today in the startling technique. We actually use this chicken to scare children, to stop them in their tracks. It works every time, but it's a technique. Whenever we use the chicken, and you'll see it, this is really kind of funny, and hopefully my clients never hear this, but whenever I'm in a session that's really difficult, if you ever hear me, and in the videos, you'll see them all the time, like when I'm doing video shoots that are on, you can do, if you're watching them, you'll see me at the end, if I'm struggling a little bit, you'll say, "Okay, I think it's about time for the chicken." Or I'll say, usually I'll go, "Okay, let's go ahead and get the chicken." Now that's a signal to my staff, meaning this is over. She's gonna get this kid out of here right now. She's done. So if you hear me ever say, "Okay, let's go ahead and get the chicken," with a smile, it's really, all right, kid, I've had it with you, and we're finishing this. And so you're gonna watch this little video of this gorgeous little boy. Mom came in, he's about 18 months. Mom came in with the idea that she wanted the shot. It's mom's legs and then the baby shyly holding on to the legs. That was the vision she had seen it. Now, she's also got a wholly moving 18-month-old that does not have the same vision we had. So listen to the tonality, the words that I use, and the exact chicken technique. I know you wouldn't go for it, huh? Let's go the other leg, though, just because I want to get light on his face. Yes, it's the best leg. There you go, that's beautiful. And just keep your hand on the side of his head. Uh-oh, right there. Cage, ready? Uh-oh, Cage, are you ready? Uh-oh, oh no, what happened? What happened? Shh, I'll fix it. Oh, look, I found another one. Just real gentle on the side of his ear. I found another one, stay there. I'll fix it. Ready? I'm gonna fix it. Right there, beautiful. Hold on to mommy, hold mommy. Uh-oh, one, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Rah! Can you throw it? Throw it. 1, 2, 3, catch. Throw it. Ready? Oh, bye-bye, got it. And actually, just even holding hands like that. Okay, I'm gonna throw it again, stay there. Stay there, 1. Good job, go hold mommy's hand. Cage, what happened? You know what, hang on 1 second, I'm gonna grab a chicken. Go ahead and let go for a second, I'm gonna get something to keep him still, hang on. Getting the chicken animal
All right,
here.
here it goes.
We're gonna finish this right now. And a good one. All right, Ready? Now watch,
This
I
will
keep it
go ahead and
behind
stand
my
up. This will get
back.
him to hold still.
What's that?
Okay, go ahead and stand up.
What is it?
Uh-oh, is it coming? So just gently, just even hold his hand if you can. Here it comes.
What is it?
Oh, that always works. Beautiful, one more. Uh-oh, where is it?
That's a chicken shot.
chicken?
So that is a chicken shot, but there's a technique there. I hide the chicken and keep it behind my back and make the noise. Now, if you heard me, I'm really kind of cruel because I'm like, is it coming? Did you hear that? And he can understand, and that's why he kind of stopped and was like, I don't know, is it? And so then it's a quick squeak behind my back. That startled him to look up, and then of course, I pull it out. One of two things is going to happen. They don't like it and they pull back and it's over, or that usually they want it. And if I would have kept going, you would see he would start reaching out for it and it would be over. So it's a one-shot technique. And I literally mean that. Sometimes too, sometimes when I pull out, they'll smile at it and then they want it. But every beautiful shot of every 18-month-old, you know that little stoic baby that's like holding something and just softly looking at the camera? I can assure you that's a child that's been moving 100,000 miles an hour and I pulled a chicken move on him. I promise that is a chicken shot. So keep that in mind. Now, obviously changing techniques, the faster you change, the longer you're going to win. Confusion is your best weapon. I'm sure at this point you are completely understanding that I just move so fast and talk so fast, they have no idea what's going on. They are trying to figure out where I'm going next and they keep their eyes locked on me. You can learn many things from working with children, how much patience you have, for instance, and I think that's important to remember. Now, we're going to go, I think we're right at lunch, so we're going to take a break now, which is good because we're about to go into booking the session. We're also going to go into pricing and sales, and I believe we have enough time to finish that, not with a ton of Q&A, but I will make that happen. And then there's a piece on charity that I'd like to share as well. A very nice, happy, joyful, we're going to leave happy piece.